Day 3, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling strong, confident. I'm grateful. Yeah, just dealing with the media, questions, sharing who we are and what we're doing. And I'm just thankful for this opportunity to be able to speak my truth and live my truth.
Did you
Hola, bom dia.
sign with someone?
Yes, we have an interview with
Okay.
this lovely young lady.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know if...
We spoke to you yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know if you prefer to... Mas combinaste com ele?
Não.
Então, mas...
Vocês podem estar à vontade, que nós queremos fazer. Vocês fazem a vossa cena.
This is
fazemos
two
nós.
different. Olá, bom dia.
Okay.
Oh, bom dia, bom dia.
This is two different.
Different
I see.
Yeah.
This is from TV and this is from newspaper.
newspaper,
I see.
national
It's
newspaper.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay?
see, see.
And
Jornal
they want
Notícias.
to know about you, your story and all these things, and they have all the questions. I don't know.
Yes, I think we spoke to them yesterday. And
Yes.
Yes,
we
this
spent
is sick.
3 hours with
We
you
are
yesterday.
Jornal
So,
Jornal Notícias. Okay.
thank
And
you.
this is-
And the evening went well, tranquility.
Yeah, tranquil, no problem.
I saw that you read the article from Visão in your YouTube channel.
That's right.
Yeah. For some reason or...
No, just
Wow.
to share with our English speakers around the world and people who are following us around the world who don't understand Portuguese, just so that there's transparency. We are very transparent. We never hide anything. We have nothing to hide. We want to be fully transparent with everyone about what is happening, why we're here, who we are, what our intentions are, and whatever might be coming towards us. We really want the whole world to know if they want to know. So yeah, transparency. That's why.
I don't know if, but you have
Is this an
arranged
interview
with
now?
some. No, I can.
We are
I can
talking.
do it
Yeah.
if you.
Okay.
What you may I ask you this?
Absolutely.
You are. You were telling me that you want to have full transparency.
Yes, yes. We have nothing to hide. We're very open and transparent. We share on our public social media, on our website, how we live, what we're doing. So we're not a secret cult like we've been portrayed. We're not hiding. We're not doing anything mysterious. We're very open. We socialize and gather in local towns. We go to festivals. We go to local markets in the villages. We interact with local people. We support local small businesses. So we're very open and we're very transparent. We're not here to cause trouble. We're not troublemakers. We're not here to cause division. We are really here to just live peacefully and preserve a way of life that we feel is disappearing, really. A lot of people have attacked us for coming here and maybe destroying Portuguese national identity. We're doing the opposite. We actually feel that Portuguese identity is being destroyed by, let's call it, Western ideology. There was once a time when Portugal was a proud nation, when Portuguese people dressed in a Portuguese way and spoke their language all over the world proudly and raised their flag, and they were proud. Today, the young people in Portugal don't want to be in Portugal. They are leaving to go to America, to England, to all these other countries and chasing this dream of money and technology and really forgetting their roots.
Do you think this attention, all this attention, maybe made you think to leave? Made you think it's having some consequences?
No, not at all. We are called here by God. We are doing God's work as far as we're concerned. We've had death threats. People have threatened our lives. We've had all kinds of allegations made against us. But we're not intimidated because we serve a higher power. We are here on God's authority. Everything we have done is lawful. We haven't harmed anyone. We haven't caused anyone any grief. Everything that we have done is absolutely lawful and peaceful. Most importantly, we're peaceful people. So until, of course, we are forcefully removed, if that happens, and I pray to God that that doesn't need to come to that, We want to continue to live peacefully and grow food and have children and practice our customs and integrate and bring life to this part of the country that is dying. There's nobody here. We want to bring life to this part of the world. We want to show the world that Portugal is beautiful and alive and strong.
And did the authorities, the police, the municipality, did they already entered in contact with you because the death of your child? Did you have some contact from them lately?
Well, I'm not going to comment. I don't want to sensationalize, the life and the death of my son, because the papers have created this and I want to respect my son's life. So I really don't want to, I'm tired of speaking about his life. I want to honor I want him to rest in peace. So I will no longer be speaking about that. I've given out statements. I've made it clear. If there is an investigation that is happening, the information that will come out of that will probably be disclosed to the public. But until then, I really don't want to go into that.
But the authorities, did they speak with you for some reasons?
We've not had any contact with anyone just yet. No one has spoken to us. No one has come to us, apart from the media. So no.
Thank you. Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you very
kindness.
You're welcome.
But maybe you did arrange with someone to come be with you, or are you inviting us to come? I
No,
don't-
we arranged with the newspaper.
Ah, okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. So,
I don't know. Get it.
Oh, we are.
yes.
If you
Thank you.
don't mind, we want to come in.
Yes, welcome. I'm really sorry about my Portuguese. I'm learning.
It's okay.
Give me time 2 years from now. If we're still here, I will be fluent in Portuguese.
You say bom dia.
Yes, and I will be integrated fully.
Okay.
Thank you. Grata.
Fala português?
Quem é que fala?
There's a.
It's one guy that I
Pouquito,
see.
pouquito.
No, it's one guy that speaks in Portuguese. I see one time.
Yes, Lush, but he's
okay,
away at the
okay,
moment.
okay.
Yes.
Vocês ficam, não é?
Não, nós não vamos. Nós
Ok.
já tivemos ontem.
Ok.
Vá, pessoal, um abraço.
Estarem por...
Do you mind just filling out the question?
Oh, it's okay.
This form, please.
Ok.
Okay.
Just
Sign?
yeah, just a couple of details,
Okay.
just for health and safety.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's
Okay.
yes?
Okay.
You're from the Observer?
No, Jornal de Notícias.
Jornal de Notícias. JN.
Ah, sim, sim,
GN. Jornal de Notícias. Mas tem mais do grupo, não é?
The group has 2 newspapers and 1 radio.
Ah,
Yeah,
I see,
because
see.
some of this
3 newspapers. There's a
yeah,
sports one.
it's more,
yes.
more newspaper.
I see.
After newspaper from sports, from
There are 2 journalistic and 1 sports
I see,
newspapers.
see.
And
Like-
we
like-
have
like
a radio,
SIC and,
ESF.
all these companies have after newspaper.
Hoje que dia é?
Hoje 21.
21.
João, era chato a gente depois também?
Não, não tem nada.
Deixa o quarto.
Não sei. Não sei. Do you want to only receive them?
Yes, please.
Yes, we understand. Perfect.
Yes.
No problem.
Ok?
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Not grato?
No.
No.
Grato também.
Grato.
We use it
Grato.
too.
Tu.
It's a old word.
I see,
But
see.
normal, you
It's to
say
say the
this in
same thing.
Spanish
Thank you.
or in Italian.
Ah.
Grazie. But in Portuguese it's obrigado.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Obrigado.
Okay.
Learning every day.
It's from gratitude.
Gratitude.
Grato,
Yes.
isso é de gratitude.
Yes. I think that's why we use it. We like to give gratitude, but we'll follow the custom. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good day.
Communities that are here.
Yes.
You tell that here don't have so much people.
Yes.
No, you have lots of people.
Yes.
But the problem is we don't have people working in the land.
Yes.
This
yes.
is
yes.
different,
I see.
like you are telling.
I see.
Because
see.
the people with this change want to go to the cities,
Yes.
to work in the cities,
Yes.
and after don't take care from the
Yes.
dudes and the forest and the farms and all these things. And this is a big problem.
I see.
And we have lots of forest people that are coming
Yes.
in last 10 years,
Yes. Yes.
and after the fires more
Yes.
that come to to arrange, to buy the
land,
farms,
yeah.
and to prepare to agriculture, to permaculture, and all this. I know lots of farms here.
Yes, yes,
You have lots of farms from Germany, UK,
yes,
Thailand. Lots of people that come from this place,
yes,
and I know your land before you come
yes,
and after you come.
yes,
I know another forest guys that are here
Yes, yes,
alone from. I think it's from this way, from
Yes.
Belgium, that live alone
yes,
with problems. I know it's a man, an old man that work here, that with 93
wow,
years that live alone, and this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like you are telling
there's no community
about the
connection.
the connection. The problem is that you are in just close.
Us as a community here,
And if you are close to the other people, it's they don't speak with us. They just
Yeah.
come here, buy fruit. I see
Yeah,
sometimes you go to Oliveira to buy the fruits. I don't see. And after the people tell, they are taking the fruit from the people. After the people change the words, okay?
I see.
And it's important you
To
explain
explain
all these
a
things
normal
to
day.
the people
normal
to
day.
know that you don't break the fruit.
Yes.
When you need fruit, you plant, you have your
Yes,
trees. I know that you have your trees.
yes, yes,
And you take the fruit from your trees.
Yes.
And when you want trees, you go in Oliveira, in the
Yes.
supermarket or something.
Yes.
I see when near in center.
Those-
Dulce,
Yes.
yes, that you go and you bring the fruits and you buy the fruit. This is important because after the people say, one time I have 3 apples in the tree. Now I don't have. Maybe it's these guys that coming here.
Ah,
This is the problem
I see.
when you are speaking about the communities and all these people that come from other countries.
I see.
The most old people, it's
Yes.
difficult to
Yeah.
explain.
I hear.
Okay.
I hear.
And I think, for me,
Yes.
I think that it's important to explain this
Yes.
to the television, to the newspaper,
Yes.
and all this. After you have another situation that I tell you, normal I direct to explain the problem of the kid.
Yes.
This is important.
Mhm.
Separate,
Mm-hmm.
but try to explain better.
Yes.
It's my opinion.
Yes.
To
yes.
don't have so much problems
Yes. Yes.
because the law have 2 ways.
Yes.
And we have one way
Yes.
and you have another way, and your right it's not my right.
Yes.
And it's better to all the
Yeah.
community because after it's the problem is not only from you.
Yes.
After it's people from Seixo, and
Mm.
after it's people from Oliveira,
Mm.
and after it's Coimbra,
Mm.
and we have the Papa, Pope, right?
Mhm.
The Pope in next week comes to Portugal,
Right.
and after it's a problem from Europe. Hey, be careful, don't go to Portugal. You know,
Yes.
it's important to explain.
Yes.
This medical, another television.
Maybe we can enter.
It's better we come or try to speak to late or
I think
something.
we're seeing them at
RTP.
12.
So he called Child Protective Services, he informed them, and we said we do not consent. We are going to do things naturally our own way, and that was that. So we did seek help, but we will not be able to help because unless we have
After this.
a contract with the government, we can't get help. So we weren't negligent. We did everything we could. So we sought private help and private practitioners, but ultimately he had liver and kidney failure, and really from what we found out, the only thing was going to have a kidney transplant. And at that point, well, obviously,
You don't have
we don't have.
time.
If we were recognized, our own registration, yes?
Yes,
Because
I
we have
understand that.
registered, we can
You're
register,
seeking. I
Right,
understand. I
yes.
understand.
then he would have had the medical help and everything would have been fine. But our wishes must be respected. And that's what true freedom is. If I am not free to choose how I live and what I put into my body and how I raise my children, that is slavery. That is not freedom. And I'm told that your children don't belong to you. I've been told they belong to the state, which is incredibly crazy for me. Because they are
Yes,
my
I
DNA.
under-
They've come from me. They are my manifestation. How can the state own something I created? This
I
makes no sense to
understand
me.
you.
And I'm willing to die for this belief because this is the fundamental basis of freedom. And if we allow this to carry on, this world, we're in big trouble. Big, big trouble. All of us. Not just in Portugal, the whole world.
This this is the way that I tell you that in the law you have two sides.
Yes.
You are singing, it's your singing,
Yes.
but sometimes we have some laws that I know you can think that you have your protection and you have
We have
your farm.
rules.
Yeah, but
in
you need
some
to remember. You need
if I go to England or
Can you
to
remember something?
Germany or something,
legal does not make it correct.
yes,
Yes,
Nazi
yes,
Germany,
yes,
correct,
yes.
Nazi
correct,
Germany,
correct,
it was illegal to not be a Nazi.
yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so many people said, oh, it's the law. Be Nazi. It's the law. It's the rules.
But
the
laws
rules
have-
change.
So how do we know that in the future we will look back and
Yes.
say, look what happened
And maybe
in
change
Portugal,
the laws, yes, yes.
and everyone said, oh, it's the law. It's the law. And look what ended up happening. How do we know history is not going to repeat itself? And this is what I'm seeing.
And
Can
maybe,
we go?
Yeah.
Please, that would be great.
And maybe you are and maybe you are making history. Okay, you understand? Because in the future maybe some rules change. Okay,
Exactly.
we understand your perspective. Okay, but some people don't want to know about this, and after it's difficult to understand. And I think it's important to explain. And João,
Thankful that you've come and you're going to tell our story.
this is important to the people know. Because after we have lots of people from other countries here, and that people, oh, they are all the same, they make all the same. Because it's in the whole world, it's Portuguese good and Portuguese. It's people from other countries good and bad. It's the same. But it's important to explain.
For example, you made your clothes. Yes. I can photo you trying to. Okay.
I explained that you make the
Because
clothes.
it's
Yes,
normal
you make your own
thing.
clothes.
Yes, the people don't. You know, the television don't ask you about the clothes and all these things. I explain. They make the clothes. It's important to explain that
We explained to them.
they are like a small village that autosustentável.
Thank you very much. That's exactly it.
And it's important to the people know.
Yes.
Photography is important. The normal days.
I agree.
People doing
Olá,
that
bom dia.
things, taking fruit.
Some simple things, not.
Yeah, of course. Your day by day routine.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Can I begin to take photos?
Yes.
Purple. It's why the
color.
The colors.
The color is associated with the pineal gland. You know, on the rainbow, the pineal gland in the chakra system. So in our spiritual beliefs, you know, we have a chakra system, an energy field, which is associated with the rainbow in the sky. And
Okay.
purple is to do with the higher mind, the higher consciousness.
okay.
So that's
Okay.
why purple. Yes.
One question: why you one time in the Oliveira,
Yes.
in the tree?
Yes.
I don't know if you remember. 1 year ago, I
Yes.
think. You stay all around the tree
Yes.
and make like a
Prayer.
Yes,
Prayer.
Yes.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's
No.
why because
We
the
just-
tree is old.
Yeah, we're just praying because the tree
I
is,
see, I
is an
see.
ancestor. It's got a spirit. It's got an energy. So we knew that this was going to happen. We're going to get a lot of negative energy. And we were just giving honor to the tree and saying, ancestors of this tree, you know why we're here. You know our true intentions. Please protect us. Please guide us. And that's it, really.
I would like to photograph that.
You too.
Yes.
You are the translator, no?
You
No.
prefer speak
Eh,
with him
I'm a
first?
translator of facts.
No, no.
Portuguese.
Yes, it's
No.
When you go in the camera.
No.
It's one guy that I.
Yeah, Lush, but he's not
it's
here with me.
another. Okay,
Another guy.
okay. But era assim novo. It's more young.
Yeah.
I ask.
Okay. Okay, so
You prefer speak with him first,
okay.
or photos and
Yeah, I
speak?
think
I think
What-
speak first
Okay.
upstairs.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, it's better.
Yes.
It's better.
Okay.
Okay. Come upstairs. Come on.
Okay, thank you.
They're good. Just for the record, I'm not Lush. I love you, Lush, so much. So much.
Thank you.
Don't zoom in. That is ridiculous.
Really? Or animal?
When
Come,
we
come on.
finish,
No, no.
an animal. No.
I love animals. And babies too.
Yeah, when we finish, you can meet her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And you've seen our media side as well. You see what we put up. So this is all I'm doing. I'm just
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Eles costumam colocar muita coisa nas redes sociais.
Sim,
Portanto,
I saw your social
e
media.
eles costumam, pronto, do que fazem, quando estão a cozinhar e essas coisas todas. E...
You have a river here? No.
About 20 minutes walk from here. But 20 minutes. There's a lagoon though behind, and the owner of the lagoon allows us to swim in there.
Okay. Because here it's too hot.
Yes, yes.
Summer.
Só para ali, há uma mondega para ali.
And Mondego.
Sei, no vale de lá. Aqui há só uma ribeira, mas não tem já muitas.
So,
You said people come and go in this community. Do you have an idea of how many people there are here actually?
Yeah.
I can't give out exact numbers, obviously, for data protection and health and safety.
Of course.
But we fluctuate anything from 15 people to maybe 30 or 40 at a time. Obviously, it's not a big land, we can't have too many people. So yeah, it's between 15 to 30, 40 maximum.
And do you have the objective of grow the land, grow?
If we're allowed to, yeah. We see ourselves as traveling nomads. We're travelers, we are here passing by on the earth, just like human spirits. You know, our souls come into our bodies and we move on. We feel the same thing about living on earth. However, our ultimate goal eventually is to have our own island where we can just be free to separately do whatever we want without having to have conflict with any other jurisdictions. So that's our ultimate goal. Here in Portugal, we are here practicing at the moment how to live. We all grew up in the city. We are learning this new way of life.
okay.
So we're having to learn how to grow food for the first time. Many of us have never grown food. We're learning how to make clothes. We've never done this before. We're learning how to, so many things we're learning, take full responsibility of ourselves, and this takes time. So this is why maybe we've not been able to integrate so much, because we've been so focused on just learning at the moment. And when we reach a stage which we are reaching now, where we have we are somewhat comfortable with where we're at, we really want to then open up and share what we're doing. But we needed this time to really be inside and to just heal and to learn. Some of us came here with a lot of traumas. Some of us were, tough lives growing up, and we've come here in nature and we're beginning to heal slowly, and this takes time.
You were a cooking chef in UK.
Yes.
When did you, I would say, wake up to this
Yes.
new reality?
I think I've always known that something wasn't right about reality, about life. Having grown up in Africa particularly and seen a lot of the things that I've seen, I just had a feeling that there was more to life than what I was told or what I was seeing. And religions came. I was in a Christian church, and I fundamentally resonated with a lot of that information, but there was always something missing from that as well. So it wasn't up until obviously I moved to the United Kingdom, and I lived there for 15, 16, 17 years. And in 2016, I had a profound spiritual experience. I can only explain it as maybe, it's difficult to explain in words without sounding too outlandish, but I can say I spoke to God, or I met God, my God, or what I thought was God. And and it really opened up my consciousness and my mind and my perception of who I am, what this place is, what is happening on earth, what has happened on earth. And it just began a process really of what I call awakening, beginning to awaken to who I am and what I'm doing here and the world at large. And then in 2018, I began to get visions about the future, and I thought I was going crazy. And one of the visions was I should leave the city immediately with my family, because there was something coming in 2020, something big, something to do with the whole world, something to do with people being restricted, restrictions, disease.
The COVID?
The COVID, yes. So I made a video expressing that, look, I've had a vision that there's going to be some sort of catastrophe in the world, and the whole world is going to be restricted, and there are some things that are going to happen to people, and I don't know if this vision is correct or not, but I have to follow my intuition, and I am going to leave the UK, and I'm going to find somewhere natural. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trusting God, and I'm going to start looking for somewhere to be in nature for the foreseeable future. So yeah, I began that journey, and many divine things happened that led me here to Portugal, and particularly to this region and this land. And and here we are. 2020 came. I moved here September 2019. I put out some videos, and many people around the world said, we are hearing what you're saying. I've got similar visions. I know something's going to happen in the world, something that's going to change our way of life, and we agree with you. We would like to join you and help you, and live the life. The life that you're talking about is the life that we all want to live. So many people resonated with this, got in touch, and then we acquired the land, and people started coming and joining our cause.
And how did you find this particular land and this particular town?
Yeah, it's not any particular process. Everything that we do is, at least for me, and I want to make it very clear that I am not the king of this community. I'm not the leader. I'm not anybody's king or leader. I'm my own king, my own leader. So when I speak a lot of the time, yes, I speak as a representative for the community, but I don't speak as their mouthpiece. There are many people in this community who don't believe some of the things I believe, who disagree with many of my opinions, and that's fine. We promote that. In fact, we promote people to have open minds and to question. So things like the flat earth, there are people who've been here who didn't believe the earth was flat. And we have debates and discussions. This is what a free society is. And this is what we encourage. So we were led here. Divine, it's difficult to explain. It just happens.
Why Portugal? Why Portugal?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Someone said, I would like to buy some land for you, for what you're doing, for you to start this. This was the first piece of land we bought not so far away from here, a small plot of land. And he donated some money, and I said thank you. And I said, God, I don't know where I'm going to go in the world, so I'm going to go on a website. I'm going to put how much I have, and I'm going to say I'm looking for land, and I'm going to scroll my finger, and wherever it lands, that's where I'm going to go. So when it stopped and I scrolled my finger, that's the land we bought. And that was in Tabo.
Internet. Okay.
Yes.
You have a specific religion or no?
No, we don't have a specific religion. We, at least my belief, and most of us here, is that all religions have truth in them. Every single religion have some sort of truth that's been divided into sects. And we believe that if we have an open mind and we look at all religions and study them with an open heart and an open mind, you will learn some truth from every single religion. So that is our approach. We're not dogmatic in one thing. Everything we're about is about open-mindedness and freedom. Freedom to think, freedom to express yourself, freedom to look at all the information and all the data, then come to your own conclusion on your own. However, we do have people who come here and they are Christian, and they say, mine is Christian, and we say, that's great, you're Christian. We have Buddhists, we have Sikhs, we have all kinds of religions. But for me personally, I don't have a particular religion. I'm open to all religions. My religion is nature.
But you all pray together?
We all pray together. And we've agreed that the one core principle that we can all agree on is that God can be found in nature, in the trees, in the animals, in the air, in the water. So we can all agree that this is where God really is, in our consciousness within us. So God is a spirit within every single human being. We're all expressions of God, every single one of us on this planet, different expressions of God. So this is what we all agree on and we all celebrate. And on that basis, that's where we all meet. The details of those things, people have their own nuances, and that's fine.
And what is the connection with Pineal? the football player?
I don't really want to talk too much on his behalf because
Of
he's
course.
his own person.
Of
But
course.
all I can say is Pione Sisto is someone who's a patron who's just donated his time and his energy because he's released a statement, I think, on official
Yesterday,
media.
I haven't read it yet.
That's right. So, like he said in his statement, you know, he's not directly affiliated with us in that way.
Mhm.
He's a Patreon because he believes in our vision, and in our mission, and he's just supporting us as a Patreon. Yeah, that's it really.
And how did you get to him? How did you know him, if you know him?
He came
personally.
here, no?
Yeah, he's visited.
Yeah.
Yes, he's been here before. He's visited before. Yeah, just through online, through the internet, and we just connected through some mutual friends, the internet, and we've had some conversations. And yeah,
If you're telling you base your day by day in peace, but you're not having much peace in the last few days.
That's
How do you react to that?
meditation. Yeah, we remain calm. We remain centered. We keep doing what we've always done. You know, and knowing that we are walking in truth and everything that we're doing is the right thing to do gives us peace of mind. I think fear happens for people when you're doing something wrong, then you're in fear. But when we know that we're not doing anything wrong, we're not causing any harm to anyone, and have not caused any harm to anyone, well, we're protected. We're divinely protected. And whatever happens is the will of God. So we're calm.
And will you be cooperative with the authorities?
Always. Always cooperative. We're not anti-system, as we've been labeled. We're not anarchists. We're not rebels. We're not here to protest. That is far from what we are. We are very cooperative. We want dialogue. We want to speak openly. And we want to cooperate. But there has to be a negotiation at some point. If some of the things that are imposed on us are going against our core beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, and our conviction. And what I certainly cannot do is compromise my conviction and my knowing because of it's legal. I cannot do that. Because I wish in Nazi Germany more people had said, it might be legal, it doesn't feel right. If more people had done that, maybe World War II would not have happened. Maybe. That's just my opinion. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the world or the system or the government. We're just saying we don't agree with where the world is going. So when you talk about the education system, we have teachers who have come here and said, I had to leave my job because my school was forcing me to teach children about pedophilia, about sex at 6 years old, about all kinds of crazy things. And they said, what is happening? We're teaching children things that are, where is the world going? So we don't agree. So I can't put my children into a system that is heading in that direction. It goes against my conviction.
The children study here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they study. We homeschool them. We teach them.
How many peoples in the age of the school
Yes.
you have?
I can't again.
Because these news don't need to go to school. This
Yes.
is small.
Yes.
Not yet.
But like I said,
When-
it fluctuates. People come and go. But I can't really give out that information for public data and
okay.
yeah, health and safety.
Because a obrigação é, acho que é só a partir dos 6, 7.
Sim.
I think it's just after
From
6,
6 years.
7 years it's
Yes.
Yes,
obligation
Yes.
to go to the school.
that's right. Yeah.
If the kids don't have 6 years, don't have any problem.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not when people say outside, they have kids that don't go to school. No, these kids don't need to go to school.
That's right. Yes.
The two ways that I
Yes.
speak.
Yes. And again,
It's important to explain, you know.
and again, what I can say about school is, as far as I'm concerned, my children are my DNA. They are my manifestation. I brought them into this world with my own energy and my own willpower from God. They are fully my responsibility. So what I choose for them, as long as I'm not causing harm, which we're always open to people investigating if they think there is harm, then what decisions I make about how I school them. So I agree with the Portuguese constitution. Every child has the right to education. The problem is the interpretation of what education is.
What
Because sometimes education can be propaganda. Yeah, in Nazi Germany, they said the same thing. Every child must go to school and be educated, but what were they being educated in? There are many countries, North Korea, they're educated, but what are they being educated in? So my belief with my children is that as the manifester and the guardian that brought them into this world, I have the right to choose what education they will receive, right? And for transparency, I'm not here indoctrinating them and brainwashing them. You're going to meet them and you see that they're very open-minded children. I don't say to them, the earth is flat and that's it. I say to them, son, I believe
It's
this.
your
This is my opinion.
Your opinion, yes.
But this is also what science says. The earth is a globe and da-da-da. These are the two options. And I want you, my son, to figure this out for yourself and come to your own conclusion. One day you might be a scientist that will find the truth, maybe, between the two sciences. So we do this with everything, with our children. We never dictate to them what they should know. We don't tell them what to think, we teach them how to think.
But we have in the we have in the Oliveira school alternative.
Right.
I'm just tell you something.
Yes.
Temos uma escola
Sim,
estudo alternativo.
folha...
Não. Há mesmo uma escola oficial.
Ah, é?
As pessoas vão hoje, vão amanhã ao pé da escola.
não sabia.
Existe. Em Oliveira
sabia.
existe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Just so you know.
Yeah, we were open to this. We actually did apply to a school not so long ago, an alternative school a few miles away from here. But a story broke out of one of these alternative schools, and it turns out there were pedophiles working in the school.
Oh, my God.
So when we heard this, we thought, well, you know, when you send your child to an alternative school, then you don't know what you're sending them to.
Yeah.
So it's checks and balances, you know?
It's difficult.
It's difficult to say. So this is why we said, well, no, we'd rather not send them to anywhere we don't really fully know
And
who is
when
there.
you tell that the kids make home school,
Yes.
they are registered, because I know lots of people here in other farms that have the kids but in home school in the other countries. Here, normally people are in home school in Portugal or in the Germany, in the UK or something. What is normal the resist from the kids that are in home school? You know? You don't,
sorry again. What's your question?
Some kids, the kids that have to study, the obligation to make the study, the people here from
Yes.
the other farms, they resist the kids in the home school.
Okay.
In the countries that when they come,
Yes.
okay, they come from Germany. They
Yes.
put the kids in home school in Germany,
Right.
and after 1 year make the tax or something.
Right.
And we have home school in Portugal too.
Right.
Normal, the kids that are here are registered in home school in Portugal or in the other countries.
So for us, the issue isn't about registering.
You don't know.
Yeah, we are very open and happy to register our children to anything, to exams.
But they learn in Portuguese or in English?
At the moment in English, but
In
they are
English.
learning Portuguese. We have a
Okay.
Portuguese lady who does Portuguese
First.
classes.
Okay.
So they are learning mainly in English at the moment.
Yes.
So for us, the issue isn't about registration. We're happy to register our children. The issue is, who are we registering them to, right? So if we went to the public government and we said, okay, if you want to make sure our children, if you want to help us in making sure that the children are being educated in the right way and they are safe, we're happy to register them. But in order to register them, we have to be acknowledged as our own people, as our own tribe, because we will not register our children under a company that we are not familiar with. That is the problem that we're having. Same with the building, same with everything else. They're saying you must register, but we need your documents.
Yes.
And I give them my documents and we say we don't recognize your documents. And I say, well, these are documents I've created as a sovereign being. Everything is legal. You've got my photograph, you've got my name, you've got everything. I'm registered, I've registered myself. So as a tribe that is autonomous, as a living man, which by the way is lawful. This is lawful. This is not unlawful.
This is one of the problems.
Yeah. So this is the problem we're having. But if they said, okay, no problem, we can see your name, your photograph, your whatever it is, we accept it, we welcome you. Come in, we'll register, we'll take part in society, we'll do all those things. But our autonomy and our freedom individually, as individuals, not as a country, we're not that, as individuals is what we're asking for. or what we are proclaiming.
I just want to understand one thing, and I don't want to insist in this matter because I believe it's painful for you.
Yes.
You said before you took your son to a doctor, but he wasn't registered and vaccinated.
Right.
That was the issue.
That was the issue.
Okay.
Yes, that was the issue.
I didn't understand.
Yes. So the issue was because we hadn't registered him with the Republic of Portugal Corporation. We must make sure that's clear. It's a corporation with the company of the Republic of Portugal, and we have our reasons for that, which we are happy to disclose when there's a public hearing. Because we hadn't registered him, and we had registered him here in our jurisdiction as a family, we weren't allowed any access to health care service, which is understandable, I suppose. And because he hadn't been vaccinated, which goes against, again, our spiritual beliefs. Now, I want to also make it clear, we're not anti-medicine, right? We're not against, if I break my arm, if I need surgery, of course, you give thanks to doctors and surgeons and people who can do that. But I need to be able to decide where the line and the boundary is of that. That's my decision. So if someone says to me, you need to take this medicine or this pharmaceutical drug, I must be able to choose and say, no, thank you. Or, okay, give me your information. Yes, please, thank you. The moment someone says to me, you don't have a choice, you must take this, I'm a slave.
You know, your name is...
Agua.
Agua. Name from... how I have to... From here, or your name that you born?
This is my name that I have given myself as a living man.
Okay.
Agua. When I became alive, agua.
Agua?
From water.
Water. Agua.
Okay.
You know...
Another Portuguese word, you know.
Well, I found out recently that I'm actually of Portuguese origin. So this is something I found out when I got here, and I started doing my ancestry. I'm originally from I was born in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, okay.
And I started doing my research, and I found out my great-grandfather was in Mozambique.
Mozambique. Yes.
From Mozambique, his ancestors were from a place called Widia in West Africa, which used to be part of West Africa.
Oh.
And before that, they actually came from Portugal. They were Sephardic Jews, Moors.
Oh, okay.
Moorish Sephardic Jews from Lusitania.
Lusitania, que era... Sim, há muita ligação.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I understand why my calling was here. And I was like, okay, my ancestors, going back many generations, are calling me home.
But you are... you come from Zimbabwe, but you are from
UK.
UK.
I
lived
in the UK.
Ah, okay.
I'm not British.
Okay.
I'm not British. I'm not. I don't have any nationality. But no, I've never been a British citizen. I was there as a resident.
Okay.
I'm not a citizen of Britain.
You're not European. No?
I'm not European.
Ah, okay. Because I think that you are European.
No.
That's I'm
Não, ele nasceu no Zimbábue e viveu 15 anos ou 16.
Ah, okay.
For now, I'm from the kingdom of
This
Pineal.
is important you explain.
No Reino Unido, 15 anos não tem direito a...
Se tratar dos papéis.
Se escolher.
Sim, a pessoa pode estar a trabalhar no país.
You didn't choose to have the British citizenship.
I did not choose that.
Okay.
I did not choose that. Yeah.
About the medicine, it's important because lots of the people that I tell you that live here in some farms, some people don't accept the medicine.
Yes.
Há aqui pessoal que vive que não aceitam a medicina, não aceitam comprimidos, não aceitam tratamento. This is important you explain because you have lots of communities here. In the 20 kilometers, you have lots.
Yes.
In the river Alva, Mondego.
We know a lot of them actually. The communities, some of them.
That you, but in
not all of them like us.
No,
because they fear us.
I
don't know why.
Most people are in the Arganil.
Yes.
More it's in the mountains of Arganil. A zona do também feita.
Well.
Anyone can come here.
Access.
Yes.
As in
to live.
Can join you.
Yes, we have a process.
This process. Yes.
We have a process, obviously, because we have to look out for the health and safety.
Yes.
And make sure that we don't have any crazy people coming to join us. So we have a process. We have a questionnaire. We have a process where we meet them online through Zoom. We have conversations. We explain them who we are, what we're doing, to see if they're ready, if they fit in. But yes, we are open to anyone and everyone in the world, for sure. We're not
You
secluded.
use lots of the technology.
Lots of technology
I see. Yeah.
at the moment.
Yes.
At the moment.
At the moment. Okay.
So we are in a process of transition right now.
Try to.
You know, we want to live in nature and disconnect from artificial technology.
Yes.
But if to do this overnight is irresponsible. It's not possible. It has to be a slow process.
You have solar
We
systems.
have solar
water,
systems. We are working on other technologies of how to use water for energy, how to use the air, many other things that we're looking into to work with nature for energy. So we're not anti-technology.
You have television and a computer.
We have computers, but we don't watch television.
Okay.
But we have computers, we have mobile phones. By the way, we're not anti-tech. We're not as crazy as
yes.
you know. We love technology.
Some of these
Our
people
children
that live here don't use.
My son often talks about one day building a car that works on magnetism.
Right.
Technology, right? That hovers off the earth. So we want to be in technology. What we are against is technology taking over
Consumism.
our consciousness, taking over our body. This transhuman thing where we're no longer human and the technology is now more alive than us.
Yes.
This is what we are seeing that is coming that we disagree with. Technology should work for us. We shouldn't be controlled by it. And I started seeing this with my boys back in England, you know, even recently, where they were addicted to their phones. They can't live without their phones.
Yes.
And I was like, this is craziness. You know, you're like a robot. So we had to say we have to stop this technology, and not to say that we are against it, but we must moderate it and regulate it the right way. It must work for us. So we use technology, but not for, you know,
All day.
Yeah, not all day. We use technology to share our story, mainly.
I see you don't care too much about money, but some of the things you do, you need funds.
Absolutely.
How do you raise them?
Donations. Everything that we do is donation based. So even our clothes that we make, we're not a business. We don't involve ourselves in commerce. If someone says they would like to get some of our clothing, we say, what would you like? We'll make it for you, and you can donate whatever you feel.
yes.
Or we give a recommended donation.
E eles também fazem música.
Oh,
Eles também fazem.
you do music and sell them.
produce
Sell it online.
And we make a lot of music as
Yes,
well.
eu já ouvi.
So you're right. Again, money is one of those things, similar thing. But we have to be realistic. We live in a world where you need money. We're still driving cars. We still need money to buy things, to buy food. We're not fully self-sufficient.
How is this?
And the
How
music
people-
we release the music for free.
Yes,
AFF,
at the moment.
yeah,
And
yeah.
last
Oh, you're not
donation-
telling
And
it.
it's a donate. It's
Hey,
not. It's
There's an option to
There's
donate.
an option
Okay,
to
okay,
donate,
okay.
but we give. That's
Eu já
always
ouvi, eles fizeram no Natal, fizeram uma, por acaso eu tive a ouvir. Depois tem a opção, pode fazer donativo ou podem contactar.
Well, now it's the
Okay.
photo time.
Yes, photo time. Okay.
Can I leave my computer here?
Yeah,
Yes?
it's safe. This is a safe.
And I will make another question. So,
Yes.
Sorry, because I see lots of things that it's information that I will give to you.
Okay.
It's important. I don't know if if you need them. You tell, because some people outside,
Yes.
I see the word outside. Do you
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Outside tell that you have don't go inside because they have arms. They are estão armados, não sei como é que
Weapons.
se diz.
Weapons.
They have weapons. It's important. You know,
This is.
I'm telling the things to you know.
Yes.
This is important. It's important. All we live together, okay?
To choose.
And you have to accept.
if you can write this bit down, it's very
I think it's important. Eu vi alguém que escreveu a dizer que eles tinham katanas e para não entrarem na.
No katanas. No katanas.
It's important
With,
you explain this, okay?
Let's show
I'm telling the
It's
things
like
that we
a-
see and they
I
are
don't know,
missing.
It's like a sword, a big sword.
Yeah.
As katanas. Eu vi alguma coisa. Eu não sei onde é que vi.
The only.
We don't even eat
Yeah.
animals because
Yes.
we're so peaceful.
No, I-
Olha, isso é
I
importante.
don't
Olha, é
eat
importante
too.
também.
We don't even eat animals. That's how peaceful we are. So
Our-
how do we
This
have
is a
animals?
katana.
Oh my goodness.
No, our lifestyle is all about peace.
Peace.
Yeah. If you read our website, our manifesto, it's all about
I read
peace.
it.
Yeah.
And if there are any sharp objects on the land, they're to use to take care of the land, or to
Yes.
cook, or to process fruits,
Yeah,
but not to harm anyone.
You'll need knives.
Yes.
Never had
Soviets.
violence on this land.
Yeah.
The police will tell you they've never been called here. We've never had a police report. No one's ever gone to the police. We've had hundreds of people come and go from this community. Not one police report. So that should tell you something. That we're peaceful.
And today I see in the morning
Yes.
in the television, TV
Yeah.
that they will make a report in the 1 o'clock today about the here. I don't know what.
Okay.
Maybe about the legislation and all this.
think
I don't know
because they
what.
came yesterday.
They make some
Yeah.
work with you and
Yeah.
are telling today at 1 o'clock they
Okay.
will put some. I just seen the information. I
Yes.
don't know,
I do.
but it's lots of information. Lots.
She's not saying that.
I think that you have to make como é que se diz? Meditar lots of time, because with these days you have lots of people that coming here all the day,
Yes.
and it's difficult.
It's
I accept, okay, I accept the people that want to live
Yes.
different ways,
Yes.
but sometimes it's my opinion, have to have to obligation to make some rules.
Yes.
And in this way, I think that for you, better for you, if you want to stay here, or if you want to go to other place, but it's important to register the minimum. It's the constructions. It's very important to don't have problems, because it's the law. You cannot
We agree.
change.
We completely agree with
It's
this.
difficult.
And we want
It's
to.
difficult for us.
It's the registration that's the problem. That is the problem. If our identity as Agua, because they want Martin Kenny Jr. Martin Kenny Jr. is no longer exists.
Other person.
Is another person. That's not me.
Okay.
I'm Agua Akpo Pineal.
Pois é o problema do
That's the problem. So when I'm telling them I'm Agua, I'm not Martin Kenny, they're saying, oh, we don't accept that. You are Martin
Yeah,
Kenny.
another
And I'm saying,
Portuguese
well,
word.
you're
That's
telling
the
me I'm
reason I
somebody
asked.
else.
They want the
Name.
business.
But
Yeah.
you can register your new name, yes.
They're saying no.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
podes
li-
mudar o
No,
nome.
sei.
But
I
again,
don't
Yes,
know.
yes, pode, paga e muda o nome.
You pay
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you can
Now
have a
now
new
you
name.
can change the name if you want to change the name in
It's
one.
okay.
I agree.
Some countries, I don't know.
I agree.
Não, não,
I
aqui,
don't know.
aqui
I don't
a minha
know.
filha
No,
vai
É,
tirar
em
o
Portugal
nome
dá
do
para mudar
pai
o nome.
e
Tem que pagar.
tem que pagar 200 euros.
Okay, okay.
So in order to change my name, I must pay someone
Yes,
for them to tell me it's okay,
It's okay
to
to
have
have a
another
name.
name.
yes.
And then what happens
Why
with
am
that
I
name?
paying?
I respect.
Why am I paying someone
You
to
don't need to pay. It's
I
And
understand.
then that name, does it stay the name I gave, or does it change to capital letters, because that becomes a whole
No,
different situation?
Change everything, you have a new name and you forgot
But
the
why am I
other,
registering?
but you have to pay.
Why?
I don't know.
It's
So we know why. We know why, and we're saying we don't agree with the
It's
why.
tax.
It's more than tax.
Yes, it's a thing.
It's ownership.
I don't know.
So
It's
so
ownership.
if we're talking about safety, security, and national interest, we totally agree.
Yes.
But if we're talking about corporate interest, we
Yes.
do not consent because
Yes.
we don't have a contract.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all it comes down to. If it's about safety, security, we comply 100%.
Yes.
But if there is a monetary gain for someone and it's not in our favor, I'm not a slave to
No,
that,
it's
and I've
not.
not asked for that contract.
It's in state. It's a thing of Portugal.
Yeah, but Portugal,
But-
the
but-
nation, no problem, we comply. But the corporation is different,
Yeah.
and this is
This is the
That's
the
it.
issue.
Yeah.
And many people don't know this. This is the root of everything. But the moment we are acknowledged our identification, which we have created for ourselves, which I should be able to do as a free being, I shouldn't have to ask for permission to call myself what I want to call myself. I shouldn't have to pay someone to say, please allow me to call myself this name or to identify as this person.
But you can make this. It's my
Yes.
like community. Okay.
Yes.
It's not have any problem.
Yes.
The problem it's when you go out, and I say out
Yes.
from your land.
Okay. So it's great. So we can stay here, but when people come to the land
Yes, you have to respect.
and they say, well, you need to register these buildings.
Okay. This is the problem.
Do you see?
Urbanist.
When they say, well, I'm living peacefully, you must register the buildings. It's like, okay, fine, we'll comply.
Here's my documents. No, we don't want those documents. We want documents that you pay taxes on. I don't pay taxes. I'm not in that world. I'm living a different life. Well, that's illegal. No, it's not. Living peacefully is not illegal.
But the problem is, I'm Portuguese. I have a building. I have to resist them, pay the tax. If I don't resist, they give me another tax.
Yes.
And I have to destroy the building.
Yes.
And after come one people that make one building, don't want to pay, and this is a problem to the community.
Yes.
You understand?
I understand.
I understand you, okay, and I think that you live in a country in Europe, in Africa, and we don't need to make the registration, or we need to make them to have some rules, but don't need to pay the tax, because we pay the tax to the people who work to us,
right,
from all the countries.
Right.
I think you don't need to pay another tax and another tax and another tax. We I think it's important we pay one tax to make our things. But the rules are like this now, and it's difficult.
It's when you look at history, there are many people who've come to this earth who awoke to certain things that were happening in different paradigms. Many of them were persecuted, and some of them killed, and they stood in their truth. Malcolm X,
yes.
Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, Jesus Christ, Buddha, many others, right? So all these people who came and saw that, hang on a minute, this system is doing something.
We make the castles and all these things without papers. We don't pay tax to make these buildings.
Right.
But
and I'm willing to die for my beliefs. I'm not afraid to die.
Understand.
If my life is taken because of what I believe in, I have no fear. I will meet my maker in peace because I've lived my truth.
Can I see the baby?
Yeah.
Sorry about the...
I understand.
I stay here all day.
I can see your love. And how
I
much
stay
you,
here all the day because it's important.
Tudo bem?
Portuguesa.
Hi.
Olá.
Posso pegar um bocadinho? Adoro bebês.
Gostas de bebês?
Eu adoro.
Tens bebês?
Tenho uma, já não é bebê.
Já não é bebê.
Não,
não vai ser para sempre.
É filha de vocês?
It's mom and father, yes.
Sim.
Yeah, she's 7
Olha,
months.
então o que é que eu queria aqui? Eu queria fotografar-vos na vida normal, que é para desmistificar esta coisa de malucos e coisas assim.
Ok.
Então é tipo normal, a fazer as vossas coisas normais, pode ser a comer, pode ser fazer as
A brincar
roupas,
com a
pode ser
criança.
brincar com a criança.
Ok.
Tipo,
Why
o
not
que é o
tudo?
normal para vocês. Pode ser a ir buscar fruta.
Ok, collect,
Coisas
yes.
normais.
Yes,
Ok.
Mostrem o vosso dia a dia.
Thank you.
Vocês é que me vão dizer qual é o vosso dia a dia.
Pois.
Ok, estou a dizer
It's
estas
national
coisas, eu suponho que seja
Yes.
estas coisas, mas.
Ok.
Pode não
Qual é o
ser.
teu nome?
Influence Rich.
Maria João,
Yes,
ok.
and,
Vou só traduzir, Maria João.
Sim,
que é
todos,
mais-
I don't know, they
Sim.
make this things
One thing, the baby's
next
her
week,
face
maybe.
in the
But
picture.
it's important
Okay.
with the image.
Respect
It's
that.
okay.
Yeah, so Maria just said
Very
she wants to
important because it's
film
paper,
us
no,
in
it's
our
not
daily
filming.
lives,
Yeah.
cutting
And
fruits,
it's
walking
important
around.
what the things that
Maybe
we
I
are
can cut some
writing.
fruit actually.
And fruit
Yeah, you want
and
some
the
fruit?
photos with
Do you like
you
some
making
fruit?
things.
The
Yes,
Because
baby.
people outside, like
Would you like some
Kelly,
fruit?
it's
Yes.
a real,
What
really
you
What
want?
you do?
community.
Yes, what you do.
It's not
Okay.
community that
Queria mostrar
work,
mais ou
they
menos
do
isso,
not make.
tipo, da
The
vossa
problem
vida.
outside it's
Para
Okay.
justificar um
I see.
bocadinho.
Okay, we have to go exactly to the things that people
Então,
are
vocês têm
thinking.
vida normal.
I know that you want to
Live natural
speak
life,
your
we
words,
grow
the
on
things that you
food like
believe,
Não
okay.
comem carne, não sei o quê.
People
Pronto,
don't-
também não.
Don't really care.
plant-based,
Yeah.
100%.
You know, don't talk
Pronto,
about
é
this.
isso.
Yes.
I just want
E
to
no
know.
fundo é mostrar a
How you
vossa
live.
vida normal,
If
o que é
you
que
work,
vocês fazem,
to you,
mostrar,
not
tipo, olha, por
people.
exemplo,
Receive,
naquele
okay, if you
sofá,
work, you
podem estar ali a
food
brincar
and
com a
all these
criança,
things.
tipo, com a
And
criança assim a brincar por lá.
the part
Okay.
of
Tem
vision,
sempre
because after
cuidado.
people,
Se aparecer alguma
because
foto
now you have
dele,
one fact.
dele ou dela,
and this
Ela.
danger
Dela.
is the fact of
na
the,
cara, eu não
Mas tá.
mando, eu pago.
and people after,
Okay.
like me,
Please be very careful with that because
Something's
as
wrong
mother
here,
and
maybe?
father, we really
Yeah.
don't
how
want
we
any
take out
images of
these
our
Completa
parents.
confiança,
Thank you.
things that
porque eu
keep.
não vou
Mm.
nunca.
Thank you so
Mm.
much.
Mas
It's
isso
very
é uma
important.
decisão
Mm.
vossa.
Thank
You
you.
know, it's important.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
you have lots
Okay.
of work to
Yeah,
make.
I
in
know.
this place.
I know.
It's
Yes,
very
yes.
difficult to
I follow your lead,
Okay.
ja?
if
Can we
it's
start
me
here?
in
You
your
play
place,
with her.
maybe I go to other place to don't want to know more about
Yes.
it. but
Também.
I see that you are
Jar,
very
can you just wait for me,
strong.
please?
Yeah.
I want to capture everything that's said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
And if
important.
possible,
Oh, if you want to come in, it's okay.
Important
I know.
to explain the things that people want.
Yes.
The people are very strong.
Yes.
No, I just don't know about kids. The food, they don't work. Legal things.
João. E o colega?
After it's your.
Não é cá.
I'm from here.
João.
Oliveira.
Olá, Nuno. Tudo bem? Prazer, Nuno.
Eu já vos vi muitas vezes em Oliveira.
Instagram? You follow us on Instagram?
Também, já sigo há muitos anos, já há 2 anos, pá,
Uau!
desde o início. Eu vejo as vossas músicas quando cozinham. Sei que uma vez teve aí alguém a cozinhar no verão passado ou assim, que fazem com os miúdos.
Qual o nome?
Nuno Pereira. A fazerem comida para os miúdos, a explicarem o que era, de coisas vegetarianas e essas coisas. Porque eu conheço uma parte das comunidades. Também faço parte jornalística, mas aqui neste caso vim mais até a acompanhá-los por causa do sítio. Eu conheço aqui os terrenos quase todos à volta, os pastores, conheço esta
He
gente
knows the
toda.
shepherds, the lambs around here. He's like a very local.
I understand a little bit.
Sorry.
Yes.
Our partner on Instagram.
Nuno helped us a lot 6 years ago when there were the fires. And
To find the people that lost
Yeah.
the
I
house.
he helped us. And
Because
since
lots
then,
of people don't know that can have help after the fires
I had a
to
contact
rebuilding
from
the
Poland.
house.
Yes.
Because lots of people are from
Yeah.
other nationalities,
I
and
see.
it's a big problem. The people don't know.
Yes.
She was from the observatory.
Like you said, the
Observador.
papers, the
Next
resist,
from,
it's not important, but sometimes we need them.
We always need papers.
And this is
We have lots of papers.
The problem is bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy. That's the
After
problem.
the fire, people don't receive help because don't make the papers.
That's right.
Only, but we pay to these governments all to make this work.
Yes.
We don't need to make them.
Yes.
Normal thing it's they come to see what you need. I have this. Okay, we make the papers. We don't need to go to them. But it's my thinking too.
Yes.
We have these people working for us. We pay the tax. These people work for us. But after we have to go to them to make the resist, to resist the building. This is a long way that we stay here to speak.
Sim, as fotos são espetaculares também. Acho que ele tirou, obviamente, ele tirou do Instagram.
right, let's get on. We have many,
Pois, you have
many
lots.
we've got lots of
You have to, I think,
we need to be mindful of our time.
Yeah.
So
why? It's an idea. Why you don't try to put 2 or 3 in the same television? No, like conference. Because if you make this, well, I think it's okay and it's a good way. But you tomorrow come another television, and now come the small television, because of lots of televisions that are in Portugal and all countries, and after come another television and another. And
I think at some point.
and you stay 1 month here to speak with the people,
Yes.
and all the time the same thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stop it at some point.
Maybe it's
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Well,
maybe
look,
it's better make a conference.
what we've done is we've designated 2 weeks to a month of this. We know this is going to happen, and then we're going to set our boundary. We're going to get everything out.
Yes, next week
Has to be.
It's words because
yes,
this week they speak about the government because
Yes.
o Conselho de Estado and all these things. Next week they will, if you don't have in Portugal another event, maybe Papa. But
No, Pope,
Yes.
the other week, Pope's
But,
coming and
they
people
after
forget.
But next week come here all television, small television, big television. And
What's important for
maybe
me-
you make a hour. Okay,
Everyone come this time.
in
We're
this
going
hour
Yes.
we respond to our questions.
Yeah.
In this hour, these days.
I'm going to say out of all the days, for me personally, as the media on this side, this is the most difficult because you're splitting up, you're still talking.
Okay.
I'm trying to get everything. So this is a boundary I'm trying to set now. And if you can be mindful of that, that would be amazing.
No, and
Okay.
not,
I know,
it's
I
not-
understand,
not-
I know.
Well, I'll let you guys.
Okay.
Do your
Give
thing,
thanks.
take a picture and.
Okay.
You can't, do you want to take your shoes off, please?
Okay, sorry.
This is where the features are, you know. So.
Ok. Podemos passar para outra parte. Vamos fazendo assim várias coisas
Somewhere
do.
else. Ok.
Podem usar isto assim para ela? Ou assusta? Será que assusta?
Não, estava a brincar com ela há bocado.
Como é que se conheceram vocês?
How did we met? We met
Yes.
here. Jack came in September 2020 and I came in October. And we met here. We've been together for 2 years.
2.5.
2.5.
Ok.
These are going to be amazing.
Foram os 2 bebés que tinham nascido que eu vi na altura.
Put the babies facing this way, I think.
Ok.
So
Eles nasceram, foram os 2 bebés que nasceram.
Ai, já pequenina.
Same
Que
day.
idade tens?
Same day, yes.
4 hours difference.
same
Yes,
day.
I remember that I see you. Oh, it's the same? No. And I see, because in one time that you go in the camera,
Can you...
The 2 girls are
That's it, yes.
And after.
For me.
For her kids
Yeah.
at the same time.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yes, yes.
This is
It's okay.
Maybe them two interacting would be good.
His sister over there. She's coming now. Ether. Oh, they were in the same.
Que fofas, não aguento.
That's a good one, right? Just
Fala tu para elas olharem para ti,
Ok.
you two.
para ficarem de costas.
Sim, sim.
Eu ensino se isso tudo. Ai.
Ai, tão queridas. Ai, tão queridas a tocarem numa na outra, tão fofinhas.
Muito bem. She knows now the gentle one.
Muita azeitona este ano?
Fizemos 30 litros, 300 quilos.
Este ano ou o passado, não é? Porque este ano a azeitona está a cair muito. Não sei se vocês.
300 quilos, mas o que vamos ter agora este ano com esta chuva
É isso que eu ia dizer.
é as bagas silvestres. Tanta
Tem?
baga.
Eu tenho lá umas.
Temos aí à volta.
Mas eu tenho lá
Beautiful.
umas plantas. Eu vou ver se depois consigo trazer, mas deixar passar esta fase. Eu tenho lá a framboesa
Sim?
que posso depois dar-vos 4 ou 5 plantas, porque elas depois
Fantástico.
passam para 1000, de repente aquilo cresce em todo lado.
Fantástico.
E está sempre a dar, dá no
Nós
inverno
temos
também.
mirtilo, mas ainda estão a
Mas
crescer. Mas
mirtilo.
Vai fazer uma reportagem mais rápida, não é?
O que é que vai escrever?
Wow. I don't want him in my picture.
ok.
He is not living here, so. Okay.
And then, if you want something more personalized, like for your own taste, there's some things that are similar, like the kaftan that Agua is wearing. We all have one in our own style, but then we have our own style clothes. So cute.
Já não sai daqui, pronto.
You like dogs, João?
I have
A lot.
four. I have four. I love dogs.
I've got 2, Milo and Ruby. She's somewhere on the. Milo.
Okay, please come in. Okay,
This cat and then.
can you make
Something?
Yeah.
Make a kaftan.
At the moment, I'm just finishing Jazz Captain.
Oh, yes. Ah, pois ele é que faz as roupas, não é?
Sim.
Careca.
explicar.
Yes. It's your size?
It's his
size. Yeah, okay.
Ah, it's yours.
Okay, good. Better. Nice.
You have eu me esqueci, como estou a falar inglês, depois estou a esquecer as palavras.
I can translate.
Mirror. Não sei. Tipo para estar a ver.
If you have a mirror, so you can just stand on.
Not in this.
Não?
Pois eu estou a perceber porque apanhava a imagem
Sim,
ele
sim.
olhava.
The little one.
Yes,
Yeah.
only to see
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we are looking if it's okay or not.
Close it, close it.
It's all right.
Nice.
For this little boy.
Hello.
He's your biggest fan, look.
So beautiful.
He is, huh?
You love him, don't you?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Yes.
É super fácil, acredita? Vamos
E há
chegar a
aqui
hoje.
uma parte.
You teach?
É água para a rega, pelo que eu me apercebi, eles têm ali para bombear, não é?
Yes, we have a pump.
You play more close.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the group.
In the end, I'll go. I'll make a. Can you stay? Yeah. Can you go?
Yeah.
Stay. Yeah.
Okay, you can.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. The normal way of you.
Well, normally we just sit everywhere, find somewhere comfortable.
One in one
I
place.
prefer like that.
Se calhar
I
fica
prefer
giro.
the be there too? No.
Would it fit?
Yeah.
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 I know.
Capaz de passar
We're
aqui uns
strong,
dias.
we're strong. We have God on our side.
Vem com ela.
And you,
Good help.
good people like you.
No, we try to change
Yes.
the things, but
Yes.
it's not easy.
Slowly, slowly.
Mas gostei muito
It's not easy that we want.
Yes.
We want more years to
Yes.
try to change the things, and after we stay home.
Yes.
Eu esqueci de perguntar, este desenho é alguma coisa? Não.
Which?
This symbol something? No.
The symbol.
The
Yes.
representation or something?
What it is.
Yes.
Ah, you don't
Only
speak it.
for him? No.
It's for my.
all.
It's for me personally.
Ah, okay.
For my family.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yes. I think I explained upstairs.
Ele falou qualquer coisa do
Falou,
símbolo,
falou.
da simbologia do
Friday
símbolo.
Jew.
And the purple.
Yes.
The purple,
Purple,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, free flow, however you would like to say.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
RTP. Can I help you with this?
I'm Paula.
I'm Agua.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Paul.
Nice to meet you. First of all, I want to apologize for my Portuguese. Poquito. I'm learning. I'm very sorry that I don't
So you speak Portuguese?
Poquito. I understand more than I speak.
Can I carry this
I
for
need
you?
quick form, visitor's form.
Yes.
I prefer don't answer because you have my details, all my information
Okay.
in email.
Okay.
My phone number, my name,
Yes.
you have everything there.
signature is very important. It's
Okay,
an
well,
energetic.
if that's the case, we can do the interview out here, but to
Yeah.
come into the land, we have to
Yes.
protect our women, our children,
Okay.
obviously.
Don't worry.
Only you.
So if you
Only
sign
you.
this, then it's everyone feels safe because everyone knows who came and it's transparent. But if you don't want to sign, it's okay. We can.
If you don't mind,
No.
yeah.
you
so we
have
can
my
do-
Only
email.
film
Yeah.
you.
Tem que ser assim, com ele. Ele está.
Não podes mais, chega, podes aproximar mais, não aparece.
Não?
Não, vontade, não.
Assim?
Eu digo quando aparece, não estás no plano. Podes, ok.
Let me ask you your name and your surname, please.
My name is Agua Akbal Zizi Pinheiro.
So, Mr. Akbal, why did you choose Oliveira do Hospital for living with your community?
For me, it wasn't a choice. It's God who chose me and led me here. Yeah, it wasn't. I was led here by God. So it's not really my choice.
You came from here, but this is not a property, your property.
No, no. I don't own any property personally. So this property has been given us to look after by someone. So we're just custodians and we're just looking after the land on behalf of Portugal, really, the people of Portugal, most importantly. We're here as guests. This is an embassy, meaning that we are visitors. We are just here as visitors, looking after the land and learning to be self-determined, learning how to live a certain way of life, creating our own culture, growing our own food, making our clothes, and just returning to our ancestral ways of living, because this is what God has called us to do.
The different way that you have of living, your philosophy, your spiritual philosophy in the last days have became out
Yes.
Because of the death of your son, your third son.
Yes, yes,
If I don't,
yes.
it's not. It's true.
Yes, yes. My son passed away. I don't really want to talk too much about it because I want to honor his life. I don't want to sensationalize his death, and I want him to rest in peace. So if there are any investigations, then information will come about that. But yes, it's true. Our ways of living, I can see how many people can see conflict with this and be afraid of our beliefs. But we are not imposing anything on anyone. We have very strong beliefs about what we want and how we want to live. In terms of medication, we are not against the system. We are not against medicine or doctors. If I need an operation, I have no problems getting an operation. However, I want to have the choice of what chemicals or drugs are put into my body. And if there are certain drugs or chemicals that misalign with my beliefs, I have the right to say no thank you and allow and look for alternative natural ways of healing. So this is very strong within myself. It's a strong conviction and my beliefs. I also want to make it clear, I am not the leader of anyone. I am not anybody's king. I'm not anybody's guru. I speak for myself. My beliefs are my beliefs. My points of view are my points of view. Everyone is a king of themselves and a queen of themselves. So I'm not a leader, and whatever information I put out and express is my opinion.
But inside of your farm, the people, the community, child, women, the rest of your colleagues,
Yes, yes.
You are only a family, and the other families can visit your farm that you call embassy.
Yes, yes, yes. As you can tell, we're a very open community. We're not so closed off as people have said. We have people who come and go all the time, families from all over the world. They come, they stay with us for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, 6 months. So people come and go all the time. We've had over 100 people in the last 3 years come and go, come and go. So we're very open. We're not closed at all. We have nothing to hide. In fact, we want to share our way of life with the whole world and say there's a different way of living. We want to preserve the cultural and the natural ways of living like our ancestors did, even here in Portugal.
I respect that, but if you don't mind,
Yes.
let me speak again about Samsara.
Okay.
Yes, it's your son.
Yes.
Did he have a doctor?
Yes.
He born here.
Yes.
He have registration documents.
Yes, so he was born here and he was registered here in our family. We have all the documents. His certificate of live birth is here. We can show that to whoever wants to see that.
You have a license of birth?
Certificate of live birth. So it's a document showing how he was born, where he was born, his age, his weight.
By
his
your
health.
rules, not in rules of Portuguese law.
Yes, by our own customs and our own beliefs as a family and as a tribe, which is our right under, of course, the Portuguese constitution, which is the best constitution in the world. So we are very lawful people. We follow the law, and everything we've done, as far as we're concerned, is within the law. We have the right to self-determination, and we are determined to look after ourselves without any help from outside state, which again Article 41 of the Portuguese Constitution clearly says.
But in education and health,
Yes.
you have the right, or the child have the right
I
to
agree.
have education and go to the school and go to the doctor, medical assistance.
I 100% agree. Yes, every child in the world must have education, must have access to health 100%. And we have done exactly that. My son, Samsara, and everybody else here, when Samsara fell ill, we did seek some help from doctors, even official mainstream doctors. However, some of the advice we were given was in conflict with our beliefs, right? So it was in conflict with some of our beliefs. And this is where maybe the problem and the issue is. So we couldn't be helped by the system, which we can understand, because we are not really engaging that way with the system, with the corporation. We are here as visitors, as emissaries of the nation of Portugal, and national law, the constitution, we fully follow, we fully respect. However, anything that is corporate or that is commercial, we do not sign contracts with any corporate or commercial organizations.
Okay, and you know that you could have problems with the entities, police and justice, because of the death of your son.
Yes.
Cremation outside of the law is crime.
So what I want to say, I want to first address and say our children are educated, right? So the Constitution says all children have the right to education, but that right to education should be subject to the parents. I have the right to decide how I educate my children, where I send them to education. Same with medication. As a parent, I have the right to decide how I'm going to medicate my child, where I'm going to send them for medicine. That is my right as the person who brought them into this world. As a manifestation of my DNA, it is my responsibility.
Yes, I understand,
Right.
but if a child has necessarily had an emergency, a surgery.
I agree. So if someone needs surgery, yes, we are open. We're not closed if someone needs surgery. But if someone says you need a certain vaccine, which has certain ingredients, which I don't agree with, I have the right to say no. If someone says we're going to give you a drug from a certain company, and I look at the ingredients, and I don't agree with the ingredients, I have the right to say no. That's all we are saying. Same with education. We have a lot of concerns about what's happening in the education system, not just in Portugal, in the whole world. There's a lot of stories of child trafficking, pedophilia, sex trafficking in government institutions, in schools. So as a parent, I have the right to say I'm going to educate my child at home, and that's my right. But I'm educating my children. My children are not educated, and you will meet them today.
You are a teacher for them?
Yes, the community. We have teachers in the community.
Yes.
Trained teachers. Yes, trained teachers. And everyone. It takes a village to raise a child. This is what we've always said, even in African villages. The children are raised by the village. We all have different skills and different knowledge. Books. We love reading. We're a community that loves reading. We're not backwards. We love to experiment. We love technology even. We're not against technology.
But your way of living,
Yes.
it's not very different from us, because you have internet, you have Instagram, you have everything here.
Yes.
Yes. I don't understand why you want to be independent, an embassy, like you said, a strong community, but only by doors,
Right.
with the doors and.
Right. So actually, we're not a closed community. We are an open community. But we have decided, unlike everyone else in the world, we want to make our own clothes. We want to dress ethically and self-sustainably. So this is a choice we've made, and everyone's free to choose. We want to eat a certain diet, which is our choice, and many people have their own diets. We want to grow our own food. Not everyone wants to grow their own food. We want to look after our own water. We want to live in nature. So there are very slight differences and very big differences, but we're all the same at the end of the day. And equally, yes, we have social media. Yes, we have technology. We are not anti-technology. We don't want our children to be left behind. Technology is part of education. So we're not depriving our children of anything. However, even as we're transitioning, we just don't want the technology to take over our children, where our children are stuck on their devices, they don't have a soul anymore, and they're just completely lost inside the world of technology. And we are seeing this. I saw this with my children back in England. They were starting to get crazy with technology. When they don't have an iPad or video game, they go crazy. And I said, this is not life. Humanity is losing something. This is not correct. This is not right. So when we're out here, we allow them to have technology, but we are monitoring it. It's much slower. It's much more controlled. And we say spend more time in nature, less time with technology.
But I do this with my daughter, and
yes,
I recognize and accept the law of society. I think like you.
Yes.
I like my spiritual moments. I like to eat what I have and what I made, in what I cook, in my farm, my little farm. So it's not different.
Yes.
I'm in Portugal.
I agree. I'm in Portugal and I must follow Portuguese law. I 100% agree. There's no doubt about that. And I'm here to follow Portuguese law, the constitutional law. What is legal is not always right. What is legal is not always correct. Nazi Germany, it was illegal to not be a Nazi. If you were not a Nazi, you were doing something illegal. So everyone who followed Nazi Germany, because it was legal, but we all know it was not right. So legal does not mean right.
Yes.
We follow what is right and what is correct, what is moral. And the law, especially the constitution, for us, that is a beautiful template. A lot of the legal, which is actually commercial, we don't agree with some of those things. And I'll tell you why. There's one fundamental difference. I have the right to decide who I am. Right? I have no problems speaking to the Portuguese government and cooperating and following even what is legal, as long as I'm acknowledged for who I am. I've not been acknowledged for who I am. So when they've asked for my identification and I've given it to them, they've not accepted it. They've said, no, you are not that. We are telling you you are this. And I've said, no, you do not tell me who I am. I am my own person. I am free and I'm sovereign. I get to choose who I am. This is the only problem we're having. So when I say sovereignty, it's not to say I want sovereignty because I want to be different from Portugal or separate from people. It's saying that I don't want to be identified by what the government is telling me I should be, by who the government is telling me I should be. The government does not own me. It does not own my soul. It does not own my DNA. I get to choose who I am. I get to decide
how, if I want to, how I'm going to be addressed. So I've created my own documents of self-identification, which is the law. I've created my name, I've put who I am, where I was born, everything, lawfully. And I've presented it to the government and said, this is who I am. And now that you have it, please tell me, well, how can I comply? And they've said, we don't accept this. If you want to do this, pay us money. And when you've paid us money, then we can register you. In other words, we can take control of your name, yeah, of your identity, and then we can do business with you. And I'm saying, I don't do business. I'm not a businessman. I'm a sovereign living man. I have no contracts with companies. But I want to comply.
Institutions.
With institutions.
Not companies.
Company. Company.
This is an institution.
What does institution mean?
Registration, the institution, it's an entity. You have to go there for a registration. If you change, even if you change your name and your address.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? What does it mean to register someone? If you register something, what does that mean?
It's the thing that your father and your mother choose for you when you born.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you, if I choose as a mother or a father not to register, can I do that? Because you said registration is something your mother and father choose for you when you're born.
Yes.
So if your mother and father choose not to do that, that's
you
okay.
Have an example. You have an example. I think your wife, it's Portuguese, isn't it?
She's from Pineal.
Yes, yes. She's Portuguese, and her mother, her parents, wants the girl, your baby girl, have a registration, and you don't identify with that kind of
I'm going to explain.
measure.
I'm going to
Isn't
explain to
it?
you. I'm going to explain. I don't. This is my
This
understanding.
is an example.
And hopefully one day.
This is an example. The parents
I agree.
registrate the baby girl.
Yes, yes.
Isn't it?
I'm going to give you an example.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I'm going to give you an example. Registration.
No.
No, it's okay. Registration means giving away power. When you register something, a car, a house, a human being, a baby, a man, a dog, you're giving away the responsibility to whoever you're registering it to. That's the law. Any lawyer will tell you this. So when I say I'm registering this to you, it means you now own it. So when I register my child to the state of Portugal or to a company, yeah, an entity that is a company called the Republic of Portugal, I'm giving ownership and responsibility.
It's not a company, Iqbal.
Are you sure?
It's
Are you sure?
an entity.
What does entity mean?
Like you said, the kingdom of Pineal, it's not a company.
Well, we'll leave that.
It's an entity.
We'll leave that to the bureaucrats. Yes, when this goes to court, yes, the lawyers will disclose what Portugal, the Republic of Portugal is. There's the Republic of Portugal and there's the nation of Portugal. The Republic of Portugal, my research could be wrong. Yeah, this is public knowledge. What I'm saying is not a conspiracy theory. There are websites I can give you. You can check for yourself what I'm saying on a government website. After this, I can show you. From what I've seen, the Republic of Portugal is a company registered somewhere else that's not even in Portugal.
So you don't have contracts with companies.
No.
You mean that Portuguese government it's a company?
No, I didn't say Portuguese government. I said the Republic of Portugal, where I'm being asked to register my child. When I did my research, which is the responsibility of every parent to check before you give away ownership to your child, to check who you're giving the ownership to. When I checked that, it led me to a Portuguese government site, yeah, the government, that explains to me where the Republic of Portugal is registered and who owns it. And I had some concerns, and I'm waiting for some answers. When I have answers, and those answers are sufficient, I can comply. But right now, I have a lot of questions.
You had already talked with justice or policy or
I've requested
anyone?
I've requested to see the justice minister, the cultural minister. I requested to see them. No one would see me. No one would speak to me to answer my questions. So I haven't seen anyone yet.
No?
No, no one's reached out to me. I sent multiple letters to the council expressing that I would like to speak to the justice minister, I would like to speak to the cultural minister, and no one has reached out to me. Nobody.
When you did?
This was maybe
A few months ago.
4-5 months ago.
And your community,
yes,
is have lots of how could I say? Here you have illegal constructions. You have something that it's out of law of Portuguese law.
No, we don't have anything that's out of
Constructions.
Portuguese. No, everything we have done is lawful and within the constitution. And like I said, there are companies or corporations that want to do business with us. But in order to do business with us as a corporation, as a sovereign living man, I can negotiate something with you. But what I will not do is be forced into a contract that I do not consent to. So I'm following the constitution, which is of the land of Portugal. If there is a company that wants to do business with me, then they must be able to at the very least, accept me for who I am and accept my forms of identification. Otherwise, I'm a slave, and slavery ended a long time ago. We will not go back to slavery anymore.
But this is a spiritual philosophy.
No, this is a fact. This is a fact. Slavery still happens today. There are many people enslaved today in many different ways. Mental slavery, emotional slavery, psychological slavery. The world is a very, very chaotic place right now because people are under slavery. Slavery of money sometimes. Slavery from governments, all kinds of governments. Slavery from even communities, yeah? Slavery from families. There's so much happening in the world right now. All we are saying is there's a lot of chaos and a lot of noise in the world. We are taking a step back out here in nature just to take a breath, to breathe, to find ourselves, yes? To have the right to create our own autonomous self-determination. Not autonomy from the nation of Portugal. We're not trying to take any land from Portugal. We're not trying to divide anybody. It's my sovereign. When I say sovereignty, it's me as an individual. And everyone in this community is an individual that wants their own sovereignty in their own divine right. That's the sovereignty we are talking about. Not a sovereignty from a government or from a country or from a no, not at all. Not at all. We're not anarchists. We're not politicians. We're not anarchists. We're not protesters. We're not asking for anything from anyone. We don't want to put a strain on resources in Portugal. We're not even saying to the Portuguese government, give us money, give us this, give us that. We're not asking to be given anything. In fact, we are saying we want to give. What can we give you, Portugal? We asked the local mayor, if you need us to sweep your streets, we can come and sweep your streets. If you need us to pick litter, we will come and pick litter. If there's any jobs that need to be done, we will do those jobs. You tell us for free. Because we want to give back to this beautiful country. We're not here to destroy. We're here to preserve.
With the last news, you continue in peace. You will stay here and live here.
As long as we are lawfully here and peacefully here, unfortunately, we've had some little bit of disturbance. Some aggressive people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some death threats. People who threatened to kill us.
Yeah.
Yes, and send us back to our countries in body bags. A lot of racist things said about us, but it's okay. We understand when there's fear because we're doing something different. People can react in a certain way.
Here, in front of your house.
Yeah. Yes.
The last days, or
yes. Yesterday we had two guys on motorbikes, shouting and riding up and down and screaming at us.
People on the fence,
people
gates,
walking on our
on
fence,
the borders, watching
taking
us
pictures
come out of our houses.
In our houses.
That's why
So
the media
we're being
has such
intimidated,
responsibility.
but we know we're not doing anything wrong. We know we are peaceful people, and we are trusting that the majority of people in this country, in fact, most of the people in this country are welcoming, loving, understanding, open-minded people, hospitality. So we trust that most of the people, when they hear our true story and what we are and what we're doing, those who are not sure, hopefully, will get a chance to hear our story and maybe even come visit us and spend time with us and see us in person and feel our energy. We are not aggressive people. We are very, very peaceful, loving people. We want to live in a peaceful world. We want a quiet life.
A quiet life. And you what are you doing here today and all day? You are auto-sufficient, like you said.
Yes. So yes, good question. So every day we are making our own clothes, we are gardening, we are teaching our children, we are giving birth to children. Children have been born here. We've had 4 beautiful children born here naturally. Beautiful. Mamas are healthy. Unfortunately, of course, Sammy passed on, but the other children are doing fantastic, and many other children who've come and gone who are in the community. So we look after our children, we cook together, we sing, we praise our God, we take walks, we exercise, we clean the land, we look after our water. We have wells, all our water is in the wells. We make sure the wells are clean. Our solar system, we make sure that's working. Unfortunately, because of the world we're in, we have to show the world who we are. So we have social media. We spend a lot of time also making videos so that everyone can see what we're doing. If we didn't have our social media, people would really say, what are you doing? But we've shown so much on social media what we do over the last 3 years. We have over 200 videos of our life here in the community, public, for everyone to see. We go into local communities, we take walks, we try our best to be with the community outside. But because of how we look, and unfortunately we're still learning Portuguese, sorry. Give us time, we will get there. So there's a communication barrier, but we apologize to the people of Portugal.
But we could help you to teach. We could teach you Portuguese. So why you don't came out and go?
We do.
And ask for help and ask for someone in a school that could help you.
We do. We have a lady here, in fact 2 people here who are teaching Portuguese. So we have Portuguese classes at Pineal. We go to local markets. So there's local markets around on certain days, on Sundays or something. We go there, we put up our store, we speak to people, we engage, we take walks in the local villages, we go into Oliveira do Hospital, into Taboa, into Ceia, into shops. We speak to as many people as we can. And we're very open. So yes, we are learning, and our children mix with other communities, some Portuguese, some foreign, but we're not completely insulated. We mix with people. Many of our residents travel up and down all over the world. Many of them have many homes elsewhere, and they come, they live here for a while, and they leave. So just like any community or family or society or village or tribe, we are very, very patriotic about our beliefs and our philosophy, but we also respect the territory that we're in, which is the culture and the nation of Portugal. We very much respect this.
These clothes are made by you?
Yes. So this is hemp, organic hemp, grown organically and ethically, and it is imported from Nepal, and we buy it from a sustainable, registered, licensed tailor, and the fabric comes to us, and we have people here who are very artistic, and they design different designs. And we have people here who sew these clothes and put them together.
You sell your clothes?
Yes.
It's a way of living to pay your...
Absolutely, yes. So we make clothes, music, soap. We're now starting to make soap as well. Essential oils, using herbs from the land. So we are finding sustainable ways of generating income. So we're not completely disconnecting from society. Yeah, because you can't survive completely out of society. It's just not possible. But what we're doing is we're finding ways of moving slowly more into a natural way of living so that we're not completely relying on money. Where even if there was no money, we can be fine and be happy. That's the difference we're making. We don't have a business. Everything that we do is donation-based. We don't operate in commerce. So if you want to buy clothes, we can recommend a donation and say this is how much it cost us, If you want to donate at least the minimum, or if you want to donate more, if you appreciate our work, please donate more. So everything is donation based. Our music is put out for free, and we have a donation button for those who want it, and you can donate what you want for the music. So everything we do is donation based. We don't really buy and sell and commerce. We're trying to move away from that world and move more into a more organic, natural world of trading and fair exchange, and that type of way of living.
Let me know if you, your son, died from a disease, yes?
Yes.
Could you tell me or not?
I can't disclose the details of that, obviously for public information. We have everything documented, so if or when there is an investigation, if there needs to be one, an inquiry by someone who is adjudicated to do so, we will disclose all that information, and that information will come out. But what I don't want to do is to sensationalize the life and death of my son and to make a big circus and dishonor his spirit and his life, right? So this has happened, and everyone is talking about my son in a very, it's a very sensitive time. We are still grieving, we are still mourning, and we are seeing all these things. We are being accused of being child killers and being terrorists and all these things. This is very insensitive. We are mourning the death of our son, and I don't want to sensationalize that. If there is an investigation, the results of that will come out, and then the information will be made public.
How many children did you have here?
We have had 4 children born here.
Yeah?
Yes.
And they are all healthy
All
now?
healthy, all happy. You're going to meet them after this. So you
Yeah.
can come in and you can meet the family, and you can see for yourself how happy and how healthy we are, children, mamas, everybody.
Thank you, Akbal, for your interview.
Obrigado.
Obrigada. E português, se percebe, podia começar a treinar
Sim, sim, sim,
bocadinho de português.
Sim.
I know you are...
I understand.
You understand.
I understand. When you speak, I understand. It's just
Yes.
speaking. I'm not yet confident.
Okay.
But I know when it's time, I'll speak. But I understand when
But you have to speak, because I'm not confident when I speak in English.
You're smarter than me.
You sound very confident when you're speaking.
Yes.
Sorry?
You sound very confident when you're speaking.
You
yeah.
don't- you think so?
Even sometimes overconfident.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Excellent. Good, huh?
It's very delicious. Very delicious. What's the fruit inside?
Mirtilos.
Mirtilos?
Sim.
Oh, amazing. Very delicious.
Good.
Great. Oh man. Fabulous.
It remembers me something.
I've just been watching some photos on I don't know if it's Facebook.
Blue skies beneath the water, moving tides throughout the day, sharing time with all their loved ones. This country knows I want to stay.
Portuguese are from her heart. When they smile you can see they do it all out of love. They invite you and me.
Oh, beautiful Portugal, the land of my dreams. It's like making love with your incredible scenes, and all the honor from me belongs to what I see, belongs to what I see. Blue skies beneath the water, ties throughout the day, sharing time with all their loved ones. This country knows I want to stay.
The Portuguese are from the heart. When they smile you can see they do it all out of love. They invite you and me.
Oh, beautiful Portugal, the land of my dreams. It's like making love with your incredible scenes, and all the honor from me belongs to what I see.